precision physiotherapy and Hamilton Physio and Rehab. What if your knee is clicking in a pop and making those sounds? And if it is causing you pain and discomfort as well, then what are a few simple things that you could do? So more often than not, so let's look at the anatomy of the knee. So here is a kneecap. Just under the kneecap is where we have our knee joint, which is known as a patellofemoral knee joint. That means you got your thigh bone here and a bone up here of your lower leg, which is tibia and fibula. They are between each other, and then the kneecap. These three bones together form up that joint. Now there is this, all our knee muscles are actually two joint muscles. That means more often than not, all these muscles would originate from the hip joint up here, passes all the way to the thigh and passes the knee joint, and then attaches lower down to your kneecap or around this area. So any kind of knee pain, pressure, like after a time when you're going into the squatting position and then you're coming up, see, my knee just clicked and cracked. That doesn't mean that I have a problem, but that could sometimes suggest that my quadriceps is a little tight, and then I would want to just do some release, massage, stretching for these quadriceps area. Research has suggested that the more you work on your quadriceps, especially in the lower aspect, there are certain tender spots, automatically it improves the flexibility from this area, and then it decreases the pressure on your kneecaps. So if you're running and then doing stairs and squatting, crouching, kneeling, then it takes the pressure off that kneecap area and then decreases the pain. So what are a few ways that you can do this? Of course, there's one way is to use a foam roller. We can perhaps go here and do that. So just around that area, you can use both your leg and then almost put body pressure there, and then self-massage, find a little tender spot, and then just roll and massage that area. And with that body weight, you'll feel the pressure, see what's comfortable, and then you'd want to lower yourself down and then do that. And if at all you find certain tender spots and you don't have a foam roller with you, a lacrosse ball or a tennis ball, heavy one, that you can just find a certain spot and then go in a circular motion or go straight. But the idea is to release some tension and some pressure from this muscle of quadriceps. You want to go a little bit inside, a little outside, a little up around this area. For certain elderly folks, it's harder to go into that position. Then you could do a rolling pin at home, or these are good foam roller sticks, and then you can just do that with your body pressure. And then while we are doing that, it's nice to be doing some movement with it. So start from this position, go down as you extend, and then come up as you go down. So 1 to 3 minutes of this a few times in a day takes the pressure off that, and that will be helpful. The second thing that I would do is do some stretches for the quadriceps muscle. So you could do this in a kneeling position or in a half standing position. So one way that I suggest is, so you want to go into this position, and then without arching your back, because you shouldn't be feeling anything in there. But then as and when you pull your foot towards you, you will feel a strong stretch into your quadriceps area, holding that for 30 seconds to 40 seconds, 2 to 3 repetitions. Is going to be really helpful. Again, because you've got to be mindful of this. Some people have, this particular stretch causes a lot of compression on your kneecap. So if you're dealing with some problem where compression or any pressure on that area is painful, then you want to modify this and then do it in a different way, which means you do it in non-weight bearing. That means you can just do it this particular way by lying up there. But otherwise, this particular stretch is going to help take the pressure of that kneecap. Now the third thing that you can do is a good strength work and some stability work on that knee joint, because any kind of weight bearing that you put around that area is known to create stability in that knee joint. So we call this as a hip dominant single leg squat. So not a single squat, but then you're using your hips, so where you're really targeting your glute muscles. So you're on this one leg, you're slowly going down, but you're actually taking your hip back as if you're going back to sit on a chair. So your glutes, really fire and gets activated in this sort of a position. There's a lot of evidence towards that. And then you want to go down as far as you can, stay in that sort of a position, and then slowly come back up. So the movement is only about 30 degrees or so, then you're coming back up, but this is a very hip dominant sort of a squat that we are doing. So few repetitions, 10 to 12 repetitions of 2 sets of this particular exercise every alternate days is known to show some benefits with your kneecap issues. Give these a try, and I'll see you on the next video.